Look, I am actually a very calm person until you push me so hard that I have to be reactionary.
This is not genuine, and this is not kind.
Listen, you're angry, and you're not angry at me. You're angry at your life.
Oh.
That is typical Sutton. Sutton goes low. And I've even seen the look in her eye where it's like, ooh, you've got to have a somewhat, respectable or at least intelligent, argument. Sutton doesn't have those. So I can speak to it almost as an expert at this point. I know the entire group has seen it and would say the same.
I think that Sutton sometimes goes a little past the mark and gets in those really sort of places where it's like, I don't know that you needed to say that. Just like what she said to you at your weed dinner.
You've already lost 2 sisters. Do you want to lose a third?
Oh, really? Don't do that.
Go yourself.
I thought that Sutton did it to me when I was at my lowest.
I am not sure how much I want to be around my friend during this time.
Now I'm watching her, be mean to Dorit at her lowest. It's not once, it's not twice, it's 3 times.
I felt that it was a dangerous situation, hence why I used the word weaponize. We also can't weaponize in moments of vulnerability.
Who's weaponizing?
You just did, though.
Yes.
When?
Like just now.
Right now.
You said that she's not mad at you, she's mad at her life. That's weaponizing.
Yes, I wasn't weaponizing any words against Dorit.
If she had a stronger vocabulary, she wouldn't have been upset with the word because she would have understood what I was talking about. Because weaponizing simply means she knows intimate, deep, painful information. And she used that to throw an insult.
Both needs to kind of mind her own business because you don't know the history between any of us. And you jump into this conversation, and I didn't think it was called for.
Let's go back to the rules in kindergarten. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
The fact that not everybody in the group was saying the same thing to Sutton is really sad.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to swallow.
Yeah.
This is a woman who sat in the boat, wanted to hold my hand and tell me how, really wanted to demonstrate how much she understood and wanted to be there for me. In the same, few days, not even, she actually used a painful part of my life to justify her own behavior.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's you. You and everything you're going through.
I mean, that's not what you need to hear when you're struggling.
Especially when you've been through your own problems.
Yeah, it's like...
Every one of us in this group have had marital problems. We all know that Dorit's in a bad place. You don't have to point that out to her. You wouldn't have liked that being said to you either.
No, I would not.
Wait, did Camille say Mo was in a midlife crisis?
Yeah, she did. She said something about
That
Mo
is
having
so
a midlife
rude.
crisis. He's at this bachelor pad. No responsibilities, no photos.
It's a party for them. Midlife crisis, this is fun, young girls,
Midlife crisis.
blah, 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 blah.
So what if he is? We all go through midlife crisis.
Probably there's some truth to that. I mean, I would say this to his face, which I actually have, kind of watching how he's been navigating through this situation. There's been times I've thought, oh, this is giving major midlife crisis vibes.
Well,
all the way down to a car he bought for our house in Aspen that I just call the midlife crisis mobile.
Please tell me he didn't buy something fast in snowy Aspen.
It's just a big monster truck that I don't even,
cool.
that is not like, it's like the outside is like rough sandpapery and it's got these big wheels. It looks like a monster coming through town.
I love that.
It's not like one you see around.
I love a monster
and everyone
truck.
stares and you're like, oh God. But listen, when you're in this group and you have leftover feelings, it's always gonna bring out the worst in you. And obviously Camille, her divorce was very highlighted in this group.
Sure.
And it was very impactful on her life.
Much different scenario when you're married to a celebrity because when you get divorced, it's like it's not a private divorce. The world knows. I never thought that he would leave me.
So when someone talks about it, it comes up.
Yeah, no, I know it. Been there, done that.
She can relate to that. It was obviously affected her a lot.
Yep.
When I first got my settlement from Sam, my wonderful ex-husband, I bought the house, my original house, which I would call the starter home. and I love that house so much. I've lived there for over 30 years. And then my boyfriend moved in, and it kind of got a little too small for the both of us because it's a one-person house. And the house next door came up for sale. And Sam, my ex-husband, had bought the house next door, and I emulate him, so I thought I would buy the next house next door as an investment. So people think it's funny because the house next door is much bigger than our house and very fancy, well, fancier than our house. But I always say Phil and I like to live like two little gerbils surrounded by torn up newspaper. That's how we feel safe. Like our house is so small and untidy, and people are always like, why don't you live in the house next door? But it's sort of perfect to host brunches and have little parties because
wow, that's fascinating.
There's no stacked up newspapers or magazines or like outdated prescriptions in the medicine cabinet or, you know, all that. It's just so pristine and nice. So that's where I had Kyle and Sutton come and join me.
The house is so pretty.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
Can we talk about your other house that's haunted?
What? I have a beach house in Malibu, but we never go there because there's a ghost there, and he really doesn't like us being there. I can't blame him.
I'm so glad I'm normal.
But the spirit is... We all have ghosts. We've all seen ghosts. Don't say you haven't seen ghosts.
Okay, tell the story.
So she, basically the ghost is there. I don't want to be there by myself. He's a friendly ghost, but I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and see him like puttering around the garden and so I'm never there. I haven't been to the beach house for about 5 or 6 years.
What?
No, I have not. I have not been there.
Have you seen him?
The ghost? Yeah. I was there and all my friends were there for the whole weekend.
You did this.
I think he was so mad because everyone stayed overnight. He's like, this is my house. That's not Studio 54. And I was washing up the dishes. All of a sudden, I heard a knock on the door. Knock, 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 knock. I was like, oh my God. And I was there alone. I was like, please let it be my friend Paul. He forgot his swimming trunks. And I heard knock, knock, knock. And then I walked towards the door, and the door handle was like, pop, 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 like somebody changed the lock. And literally, all the hair in my arms and the hair on my scalp just stood up. And then I opened the door. And I painted the door red to get rid of evil entities, but apparently it didn't keep the ghost out. He thinks he lives there, and I'm disrupting his house.
Oh, so you're the... Oh, my God.
And especially because we're never there. So he has the run of the house.
During therapy, you talked about feeling unsupported by your friends during your separation.
Oh, yes. I would have liked to have had a pizza party.
Sutton threw a surprise pajama party pizza party for Kyle, but I was not given a pizza party. I was actually met with a lot of judgment.
I would have preferred a pizza party instead of judgment.
You think she really filed? That it's her idea?
She did, yes. She did. Yes, she did.
Or criticism.
Don't think you're a liar. I think that I said this to you. Did your attorneys concoct this?
I've often felt like because of what was being said around my separation.
I am not sure how much I want to be around my friend during this time.
That I was being judged for things that others did, and I was the outward-facing person. So that somehow or another, everything that was being said about whether it was Girardi Keys or Tom Girardi landed right here.
Because you're the most known one. That's your face that people
That's
know
right.
and
I'm the
name.
outward-facing person. And I never wanted to do that to others. I know what it's like when, number one, you can't speak.
Orphans and widows, it makes you feel sick.
The obvious question is, did you know any of this?
Even smiling the wrong way or saying something gets picked apart, and in legal circles gets used against you. The press was ugly, and it was just a hard time. It was just a really hard time. I feel better in the group now than I did then. Also, too, I feel better about myself. So that also shapes my attitude toward the group, and certain things don't hurt as much, but then there'll be some random thing, like the sprinter.
He said it quietly.
Well, you thought it. It takes me over the edge. So it's a work in progress, really. So it'll be 4 years in like 2 weeks that I left home and everything happened.
Wow.
So yeah, 4 years. So in that 4 years, I've been able to accept a lot of things, heal through a lot of things, and I will continue to do that. And I'm not completely out of the woods. I'm still being sued in a lot of places, but you know, those things will resolve. You know, it just it is what it is. I just try to maintain the healthiest attitude possible going forward.